everybody, a warm welcome to Wisdom from North. I'm Jannica, and today I'm going to speak about how we can start to live in alignment with our soul, in alignment with our purpose, take the power back and start to live the life that we actually were destined to live, and why it's so crucial to do so right now. And why am I so passionate about speaking about this right now? Well, I just did an event called Awaken to Your Soul's Purpose. And we were around 2,500 people attending. It was amazing. I gave 4 workshops, and I'm going to share some of the golden nuggets that I shared there today. So I'm really passionate about this topic because I do believe that a lot of souls signed up for a certain mission and decided to come down into history in this time to be part of the Great Awakening. But the problem is that we have forgotten that mission often because we have the veil of forgetfulness. We don't remember the soul's journey, who we are, why we're here, because we're human beings. Now, how does the soul get your attention? That is through knocks on the door and symptoms of ascension. So what do I mean by that? Well, sometimes I actually have come across people who are like really frustrated and annoyed, and they're like, well, why don't I find my purpose? Why isn't it just landing in my lap? It doesn't work that way. That frustration, that is actually the first step. That is the awakening, the way I see it. We feel that we're not where we're supposed to be in life. We might be in the wrong relationship. We might feel we're in the wrong job. We might have physical health issues. We might just feel really sad, annoyed, irritated. Things are not flowing. We're not happy. You're meant to be happy. You're not meant to survive only. You're meant to thrive. So these are signs that you're meant for more, something greater or something different, and your soul is knocking. Now, what is important here is to become aware of these knocks, because if we ignore them, that's when the knocks get harder. That's why I'm really passionate about speaking about this, because I don't want your soul to knock so hard that it's very hard to come back from it, to be honest. I believe we can wake up consciously. We don't have to hit the wall before we wake up to our purpose. Because if we don't listen, then all of a sudden sadness, that can turn into depression. All of a sudden we do lose our job. All of a sudden our boyfriend, girlfriend, they actually break up with us, which was probably the best if we were in the wrong relationship. But I'm saying life will make sure that these things happen in order for us to, whoa, maybe I need to start to look within, to look deeper. Now, why aren't we just living our truth, living in authenticity, just being who we are, thriving in life? That has to do with fear and ignorance. And that is not our fault. Super important, it's not our fault. Because we are born into a certain tribe, we can call it, a certain community, family, school system, that has a set of rules. And these rules dictates how we're supposed to act, think, and behave. So if, for instance, we are in a Christian community, we're perhaps not taught to listen within to what our inner voice is telling us. So we're just listening to the experts out there. And that's actually what society also, at least here where I live, society teaches us how we need to listen to the experts out there. So what happens is that we're not trained to listen within to what we really need. Some of us don't even know that we have an inner voice. Some of us don't even know that it's important to love ourselves, that that's even a thing. Now, the reason why our soul's purpose is not just handed to us by spirit is because, from what I believe, our soul wants us to open up for our highest potential. And in order for us to open up to our highest potential, we need to grow. we need to expand our consciousness, and that doesn't happen in a snap. Have you seen the map of consciousness? Here, David Hawkins, he's a famous researcher and so much more. He shows us that the lowest vibrational emotions there are is shame and guilt and apathy and so on. And here we have a contracted energy. But in the higher vibrational emotions, we have like acceptance, willingness, love, and joy. So your purpose is not residing in a way in the lower vibrational emotions. Your purpose is in the higher vibrational emotions, like willingness, willing to do the work, like love, like joy. So when you start to raise your vibration and move into these higher states of consciousness, that's where your purpose will naturally start to unfold. And just to give you a super short, simple clue, when you feel joy with what you're doing, being, or living, you are on the right path. You are on purpose. It's like when I started doing interviews, I felt so much joy. I didn't earn money at that time. Some donations from you guys, thank you so much, but it wasn't enough for me to get by. But I felt so much joy doing it that I understood I was on purpose. How could I be wrong, on the wrong path when I feel joy? So, spiritual expansion, self-development, inner growth goes hand in hand with your soul's purpose. They cannot exist without each other. Experience, maturity, expansion are inevitable factors for you to find your purpose. And I also want to mention another thing, that a lot of us who are on the spiritual journey have been going through a lot of struggles in our lives. But it's actually in our deepest wounds and struggles that we have the greatest gifts. Because our purpose have two purposes to it in a way. One part of the purpose is to step into your highest potential individually as a soul. The other part of your purpose is actually to be of service. And that is because your soul knows exactly what the planet needs right now. So you holding back on your gifts and your purpose does not do any good for the world, because you're meant to be sharing exactly what you have, because only you have it. I don't have what you have. You don't have what I have. So it's really crucial that we start to live our purpose. I'm going to give you an example. So I've been struggling a lot with depression, self-esteem, and self-love in my life. Like that has been the darkest moments in my life. Like it felt unbearable. Today, when I look back, it is a red thread in my life. I see now how there are gifts in that suffering I had, because part of my purpose today is to help people love themselves, is to understand how crucial that is to understand how valuable they are, how crucial they are to the whole picture, and understand that they have a purpose and is there for them to find. So do you see how they are linked? What we often struggle with the most is where our gifts are. And that's what we can help others with as well. Being on purpose, helping others, being of service, and also stepping into our highest potential. So how can we do this? How can we expand our awareness, expand our consciousness, and raise our vibration so we can open up to our purpose as well at the same time? Well, I want to share something I'm really excited about, and I haven't talked so much about it, but I have a membership, because 2 years ago I felt I was stagnating a bit. Like I was doing all these interviews, right, and it was a lot of fun, but I felt I didn't help enough. I felt I was partly on purpose, but not 100%. I felt I had more to give. So I was thinking, how can I really help people transform their lives? And in March, I remember it was very clearly, in March 2018, I had a clear moment. All of a sudden, I saw that those teachers that I really had resonated with through all my interviews, I would invite them to teach on my platform, to have monthly trainings that they would give to my members. And at the same time, I would also make my own live videos to share my keys and everything I had learned, because after 20 years, that's a lot of things I've learned and a lot of keys. And I've spoken to so many spiritual teachers and I have so much to share. So I saw that I could create this in one and the same platform, because I really wanted to make a difference in the world. So I started my membership in 2018, and we've been going on for 2 years now. And it's really amazing to see the transformation my members have. Like, we also have a Facebook community with beautiful souls and light workers from all over the world. Obviously from Scandinavia, since I'm from there, but from Canada, from Australia, from India, from the US. Yeah, and it's really powerful how they support each other, because I think going through this journey alone can be really, really hard. And what we're doing in the membership is actually going through the journey of empowerment. You can also call it the spiritual journey, doing the inner work. But when I looked back at my journey, I actually saw that I had been going through 4 different phases. And that was the awakening phase, that it all started with an awakening, then the awareness phase, then moving into transformation, and then moving into empowerment. Because first, we're sort of waking up to that there's more to life, there's more to us, that we have gifts to share with the world, and oh my goodness, I don't have to become like a dentist that my father was. Like, I need to listen to my own voice. Like, we're awakening. And then we move into the awareness, when we actually start to do the work, noticing our belief systems, noticing our negative self-talk perhaps, noticing shadow work, paying attention to our dreams. Like, we're learning so much about ourselves. Then the work pays off and we move into transformation, when things are starting really to shift. Like, here we are changed our energy so much and expanded so much that actually we see a change on the outside as well as on the inside. And people are like, you have changed. There's something different with you. It's so lovely to be around you. I always get uplifted just by being around you. Like, you're becoming a lighthouse. And then you move into that empowerment phase, where you're living your purpose. You have your inner anchor. You don't care as much what other people think about you. You feel at home in yourself. And not only that, from perhaps not wanting to be on this planet so much, feeling like a starseed, just wanting to escape, you actually want to be here, because you know that I have a deeper meaning. Like, I have a mission, and now I'm going to do it no matter what. And from there, you expand even more. So that is the journey we're taking in the membership. And we're actually taking that journey through something I call the portals. What are the portals? Portals are spiritual principles, you can say, or spiritual practices that we do in order to have this movement of energy, in order to have a growth. So a portal can be like inner child work, it can be dreams, it can be forgiveness, it can be obviously self-love, intention, observation, meditation, all these spiritual principles that we practice and learn about, so that we keep on growing and growing and moving through these phases. Now, I would actually love to show you a little bit inside the membership, because I think you will recognize some of the teachers that you've seen here on my channel that I now work with today. And I would just love for you to join us. That would be my utmost joy, to walk the path with you. And obviously, I'll keep on doing videos here on YouTube, but my membership is really the heart of Wisdom from North, and is where I can be of the most service, and where I know that people have the biggest transformations. Because when you actually give energy into something, that is when something starts to change. That is when you really start to keep that momentum going. And courses are great, workshops are great, but I wanted to create the membership because I wanted to have that continuous growth, so we don't fall back to the autopilot mind, so we don't fall back to default, but constantly grow more and more, and all of a sudden you are not the same person that you were, because you have changed so much over a period of time, because we do need some time. We don't shift usually overnight if you don't have grace, like Eckhart Tolle and Byron Katie had. That can happen as well. All of a sudden, you shift. But that's with divine grace. Not so many of us get that. Like in India, when I went to India on an ashram in 2011, they told me that you can have a huge spiritual expansion through two ways, either through divine grace or through practicing. So since we cannot, make a divine grace happening, we can practice to make it happen. So I'd love for you to join us, and now you're going to get a sneak peek inside the membership. So I'm truly excited to share with you the masterclasses we have playing already in the membership. And if you want to dive into the empowerment journey with us, you'll get instant access to these amazing classes. And we've been going on now for 2 years, so we have 24 plus classes playing already that you get instant access to. And Wisdom from North is all about sharing and offering different perspectives on the empowerment and spiritual journey. Because all of a sudden it was something that Veronica Crestro that you see here was saying that made all the difference for you. Or perhaps it was Sita PK and how she taught you about the manifestation that finally release some blockages that you had in the manifestation process. Or perhaps it was, the healing class with Yvette Rose, like here, learn the language of your body, that really made a quantum leap in your life. So that's why we have so many different topics and so many different teachers. And every month you will receive one new bundle, as we call it. And a bundle is a masterclass with a teacher. And also the teachers gives you exercises, sometimes meditations, to really have a spiritual progress. And you just can see the different topics we cover. For instance, Eva Andrea, she speaks about the dark night of the soul. Anya Vinto speaks about how you can open up to more flow in your life. We have more manifestation. We have also, Yvette Rose has a masterclass on how you can find your power after a relationship breakup. And then I'm super excited to also share our upcoming masterclasses. I just booked Aaron Abke because I just fell in love with the Law 1 material. He's really an expert on the Law 1. He's going to have a bundle about that. And the powerful and beautiful Eben Alexander that I interviewed back in 2012, he has written the book Proof of Heaven, and he and Karen is going to speak about lesson from a near-death experience. So if that is something you're really fascinated by, you should definitely take a look at the membership, because that will be a bundle we'll have in the season to come. And we also focus a bit on the galactic, because I love that. So Tiffany Tin is going to help you connect with your cosmic guides. She's going to take you actually through different species and beings, high-level beings that exist. So you're going to learn much about our galactic family. And Gitta here also has a beautiful class about how light workers can actually start to use the 4 elements on how we can manifest our gifts and come out with our products as light workers. And beautiful Vashela Sananda, she's going to help us to actually activate ascension codes. And she is also a beautiful teacher that is a very multidimensional teacher who's going to go really esoteric on you. So I would just love for you to join us, and you'll get so much more than this. You get access to 24 plus meditations, audio and video meditations by some of these teachers and myself. You get live sessions with me every month. We have weekly live meditations and a beautiful tribe group. So I really hope to see you in the membership. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you haven't before, remember to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so you get new notifications of my new videos with amazing teachers and my video blogs. May you shine your light. Bye-bye.